So what would be any marketing advice for other independent pharmacists?
You'll find your crew. You go out there and be you. I don't care how boring or how unexciting. If you go be you on there, people will attach to you, and then they're your patients. You don't have to fight for them forever because they find you. It doesn't matter what you do, how much you do it. If you go out there and make fun of yourself because you have to mow your lawn exactly the same and you do it at high speed in your smock, there's going to be some guy out there that thinks that OCD
That's me.
lawnmower pharmacist,
that's my spirit animal.
Is me. Yep. I am going to go watch him. Or so a lot of people think you want to go out there and be exciting. I do a lot of rock climbing, a lot of canyoneering, all this stuff, but I don't like to showcase any of it because that doesn't say anything to anybody. You got to go out there and find out, like the whole Monster and Mylanta thing. I mean, I drink a Monster every morning and it gives me heartburn every morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you find something that's just interesting, that's just you, whatever it is. Even if you're following smaller, they'll follow you just because you are who you are. So don't let anybody tell you to do things, and then your customers will find you. They're so funny too. Oh, they get so excited when they find out you're weird like they are. Oh, they love it when you're weird like they are.
Yeah, we almost did we said, hey, we should do a mean tweet too. So we should take some of the haters and have you read them on here and respond to them. Like I was thinking, there's one lady who called you a grifter. She's
Oh yeah.
You remember that?
Just recently.
Yeah, just recently. That was the most recent one. And like I looked through hers and I was like, you're just kind of crazy.
Well, they do hate likes. And so that's the other thing I would tell people is, if you've noticed on mine, I've tried to keep everything upbeat. Anytime I answer anybody, I try to say, okay, you have a right to your opinion.
Right.
You don't like that I said this. I'm glad that you're wise. I'm glad that you found things. I'm glad that you looked.
Yep.
And what I find is the more that you put out good on the platform, the more good that comes back to you.
Yep.
If you go negative, good luck. Your whole group is going to be wanting to complain, and it's going to be a negative platform, and then you'll never want to open it.
Yeah, and that's the,
that's the, if you're when you're throwing dirt, you're losing ground.
Yeah, I found an interesting, there was a Bugs Bunny once where, or Looney Tunes, and they showed pictures, and they were walking their dogs, and the owner looked like the dog. Right. They managed to, and we'll go into some businesses where all the staff's like the owner. The owner's negative, the staff's negative. And it's funny how things flock together. And there are people who love a negative, mean podcast, TikTok kind of, they follow that. But you got a bunch of negative, mean followers.
Right. It trickles down. It trickles down in your day.
Yeah, and that's the kind of people you attract. And you might have a big following, but you're right. By being positive and responding positive, that's the people you're going to attract. And I think that's the people in your business that you want to.
And if you're weird, you're going to attract the weirdos. But
and then you're comfortable when the weirdos come in.
Yeah.
Like, it's great.
It's your
you're
people.
Surrounded by your own people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also think it's interesting because you bring this up. The way in pharmacy, we've been like a bunch of crabs in a pot for years now. We kind of dig at each other, in particularly the independents. We're always stealing from each other. We're always fighting with each other, but we do it all over. If we could somehow quit picking at each other in the pharmacy world, can you imagine being able to go in and say, hey, we need a $4 dispensing fee nationally mandated so we get more money than a cup of coffee when we fill your digoxin?
Right.
I mean, that we need, and so that's the other thing I've really tried to do is I would love to support any pharmacist anywhere. I want to get in a place where I can go out and say, okay, let me come out and show you this little teeny piece on how to market. I'll come out with my 800,000 viewers and I'll show you what I do and see if I can help you, and go to Louisiana, go to Maine, go all over the place and start showing people that pharmacists value can be so much more.